The golden era of the tech industry is dead. On February 10th, 2025, at 7:32 a.m., the dreaded email hit my inbox. After nearly 6 years at Meta as a content strategist, one total company rebrand, and three previous mass layoffs, I got the axe. My time was bound to come. I opened, joked darkly that I was a cat with only so many lives left. In 6 weeks, I was scheduled for a 30-day sabbatical to add insult to injury. The company announced the layoffs were due to low performance. Despite years of glowing performance reviews in which I received high praise from my peers and managers and the numerous messages of support from colleagues, it still felt like being kicked to the curb and being called a loser. I went on the offensive and drafted the obligatory LinkedIn post announcing my layoff and saying how very disappointed I was, how I planned to recharge, and yes, I was looking for work. So wouldn't everyone pretty please keep me in mind for open roles? Outwardly, I kept it rosy. Inwardly, I was fuming. It was humiliating. This is a first for me, and I thought I'd seen it all. Harassing a former boss to pay months of back wages while recovering from brains. Whoa. Only to be laid off anyway. It's a formative experience. I had more than a decade of experience in my field and a big tech pedigree that had reliably opened doors for me. I was confident I'd find work again. I always had. Now I'm stopping right here because the role that they're in, I think it's a content strategist. A person like that should have already started working on their own personal brand on a YouTube or TikTok or something else, because that's where they probably going to make their own freelance money at versus relying on companies, because companies are trying to strategize their content with tools like Claude and everything else now. So they don't think they have a use for you. Meanwhile, it's just certain stuff that you have that you can't teach. The 2010s and early 2020s were the golden era of tech. Aggressive hiring, generous salaries, and flowing perks defined the industry. Gourmet meals, LASIK stipend, free therapy. The years since have been a never-ending bloodbath. More than 1.2 million people have been laid off in tech since 2022, according to TrueUp.io. Because these are only the publicly reported layoffs, the number could be higher. Recruiters used to message me weekly, sometimes daily. A few years ago, the options were copious, the outlook optimistic. And after enduring so much job insecurity early on in my career, I thought I had made it. In the past year, though, I applied to at least 100 roles for which I was an excellent fit. 100 in the past year, you ain't applying enough.
100?
Yeah.
100.
That's a third.
In a year?
That means you did apply a third of the days of the year, because it's 365 days.
But to some people that might sound shocking. Y'all, that's not a big number.
Exactly.
That's not a big number at all. It's a little number.
If on the days that he applied to jobs, he just did 2, he would up the number to 200.
Exactly.
I've secured referrals, use AI to customize my resume and cover letter. Which one survey is showing only overwhelmingly and slowing down hiring thanks to nothing? Gemini. Openly shared on social media and simply persisted. I'm a journalist and a writer by trade, so I refocused on nurturing my craft. Last year, I wrote and published a children's book. I started pitching to publications again and picked up activities that proverbially filled my cup. I learned pottery, organized community events, fundraised for mutual aid, and started on neglecting home projects. I even finished some of them. Some days, I'm entertained the idea of opening a business. Laundromats are apparently low risk, high success ventures. I agree. The boring businesses make a lot of money.
Thank you.
Car washes, laundromats, vacuums, anything people always need are always good to do. But that requires more time and energy than I'm willing to sacrifice while raising a young child and entertaining my dreams. But okay, I think that made me want to stop it, because I'm like, your dreams go to the wayside when you got a child. Like, do what you got to do to take care of your child. Talking about being a star potter. But my job prospects have been bleak. I've interviewed for 3 full-time roles and 1 fixed-term contract role in more than a year. I've never felt so unemployable. My story isn't unique. Tech workers across the industry are struggling to regain employment in their fields. Despite relentless searching, experiencing burnout on top of unemployment. People like me, once heavily recruited and flushed with career choices, now can't catch a break. The applications go unanswered, the layoffs keep mounting, and we clamor over the few jobs left, wondering whether we've overstayed the party in Silicon Valley. I applied to hundreds of roles over several months, but the process was extremely slow and led nowhere. Technical recruiter A. Capadilla, Capadilla, there we go, A. Capadilla, who asked that her full name not be disclosed, told me Capadilla was laid off in March 2024 and has held 2 short-lived roles since, supporting herself through paid content creation and side jobs like dog sitting. As a recruiter, I know how competitive things are in this job market. hundreds, if not thousands, of applicants for one job, and hiring has become slow. Knowing this made it so hard for me to stay optimistic. All right. I'm not finna buy the rest of this article because
Let me go. Let me eat. Let me cook.
hang on, Jimmy Cooks. Here you go.
All right. If you're struggling, right, with trying to break into this industry, and you've been trying, and maybe you've been applying to 100 jobs a year, maybe you need to get with a career coach. Maybe you need to get with someone who has a little bit more experience than you. This is not a pitch for myself because I am absolutely not your career coach. I am your author.
Not yet.
However, HD can absolutely provide you with these services. So if you are looking to break in and it's just not been working out with you trying, your methods, your madness, your way, I just think that it's so important for you to get with somebody who already is kind of experienced and they know what the field is looking for. A good career coach is actively aware of what interviews look like today themselves. They're actively aware of, how to become better and what it looks like to reflect on a past interview. And so I just truly believe that if it's not working with you, then maybe you need to bring somebody else in to give you a little bit more assistance, a little bit more perspective, a little bit more advice, a little bit more insight there. So that's just my personal opinion. If I was trying to break in 2026 and I had no help, and I have nobody able to, kind of help me understand what's going on, I would reach out to someone that I felt like did. But don't just reach out to anybody, though.
Yeah,
I told y'all who to reach out to.
And while we're on the topic of AI and people using AI to apply, I had a consultation with a guy this week, and he was talking about how he was using AI to whatever tool he was using, and he was making the resumes, and it was like supposed to be ATS friendly and all that, and the resume was, to me, kind of lackluster, just because, like, I can actually show it to you.
But can you explain, like, how to the untrained eye, an AI-driven resume might appear better than what you had, but just because it was better than what you had doesn't mean it's good. It just means it was better than what you had.
Yeah, it was really because if you don't know how to make a resume, putting it in an AI generator thing is not going to help you because you don't know how to prompt it to get whatever results you want out of the resume. And if you're not familiar with what a decent resume looks like, you're not going to know how to do that either. So that's typically what I see out of a lot of people when I see them using those resume tools. Oh, man. I wish I could like X this thing out. Let me see if I can show on my phone real quick. But it read like, it was kind of like achievements, but it kind of read like a job description a little bit. So I was just like, you don't got no metrics on here. It's not really showing
your value individually.
And I was like, I think your strategy is off on what you're applying to, because a lot of times what I do now is I will leverage AI in the consultation because I know how to prompt it to show what the person may be missing out on or what they need. And it 9 out of 10 always agrees with a couple of the roles with me. And I think they were more of a fit for like sales engineer, doing something like a technical project manager or something else. And they just kept on doing the spray and pray method. It wasn't working. And I was like, yeah. And I was telling them about, we didn't really get a chance to even dive into that LinkedIn, because I tell people so many times on how pivotal LinkedIn has helped me be able to get interviews, not even just from emails, like literally just reaching out to people and they know what I post about. They watch the content. So I've already established my personal brand.
No, it's facts.
So when I'm only telling you on the call, hey, post more, establish your brand. I don't want you to be a content creator, but people need to know who you are. So if you're trying to get a referral, like the days of like, hey, can you just refer me? I seen y'all was hiring.
If you go to your page and you a stand-up guy, a stand-up woman, you talking that talk, you posting what you're doing. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. But also just the other things in the article about being laid off, I definitely felt them on that. Like the other thing that people aren't saying the quiet part out loud, and we know this, and this is why people in our industry, even though we get laid off, we tend to kind of bounce back. We've known for most of the time from day one that our jobs require us to keep on improving.
1000%.
Technology is changing, so it's making us okay. Now let me learn how to secure AI.
No, and I don't think that if you're not used to working in a career where you have to continuously educate yourself, I don't mean once a year. No, the technology is changing month over month. That is why they have product managers, right? So they can keep building out the tools. So you have to be aware and able to grow with that tool set, whatever tool set it may be, month over month, year over year. If you can start out when a product is fresh, you won.
Yeah.
If you can start playing around with the tool as it first comes out, you won, because you know everything there is to know about that tool before it becomes, oh, it used to do this, this, and this. Now it doesn't. Instead, it does this, this, and this. And so these are things that you won't know if you're not in the field. If you don't know anybody in the field, these are things that you just won't know.
Yeah, for sure. And lastly, he's talking being a star potter. I'm like, come on, like
a star potter.
Yeah, potter, like Potter.
What does that mean?
Like somebody doing pottery.
Oh.
I guess known for your pottery. I'm like, grow up. You got a kid.
You got a kid.
I didn't hear you say, I went and worked at the gas station, or I did, hey.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about it. The people that are losing or leaving their tech jobs are sometimes too humble to go accept a job because they feel like it needs to be this. It needs to be up here to this. Help me with the words. It needs to
status?
be up here. Yes, it needs to be up here to this status. I feel like I need to be at this stature. I won't go take a job at McDonald's. I won't go take a job at Kroger. I won't go take a job at Walmart, at Sam's Club, because I feel like I'm too good. Because I feel like I need a tech job instead of going to go take a job to pay the bills. And now you can't pay your rent, your mortgage, your car note, your car insurance. And now you on LinkedIn telling everybody you're about to lose everything because you didn't want to accept the job that was beneath you.
Yeah. They've been saying for years.
The humble don't stumble, baby.
They've been saying for years, winter is coming. So, but while we are actually here, let's get into some more fun stuff of like the degree mills and all those different things. We've been talking about people finishing school super fast, whatever. So we're going to let my girl Khadijah talk about the degree mills real quick.
We believe that degree mills are adding to the anti-intellectual conversation and crisis in which we're seeing. Again, earning a doctorate degree in 1 year is absolutely insane, especially when we're speaking about whether becoming a practitioner or a researcher. The labor and time that it takes to formulate your research question and then go through committees and comps, there's no way that you could do that in 12 months. Additionally, the fast tracking the expert needs to stop. There is this commitment to time on purpose, and you cannot try to shortcut every single thing. That is when harm and error starts to happen.
No, I think she was factual.
Oh, I hate people who want to shortcut everything. Oh, I don't even want to affiliate with them, keep them type of people away from me, because they don't know anything about hard work and they don't value it because they never had to do it because they've cut every freaking corner possible.
Yeah, I think it's just I saw like a lot of different things online. They're talking about the Capellas. They weren't talking about WGU before y'all think.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but before I had to clarify that, because every time somebody talks about a degree you can finish super fast, whatever, people get their pennies in a bunch of things. We talking about WGU, and it's not always WGU. It was like a lot of different things. I saw like where they were talking about all these degree mills where like they accept probably like 99% of people, and it's a lot of women, and like how it's just really making the level of the degree go down.
It is 1000%. AI is too as well. I mean, we can save that for another day.
Yeah,
because we can go sick in that topic.
And that's where I forgot that article came. I want to say like last week, actually, while I was like streaming, and people were finishing their coursework like super fast. And so the thing is this coursework that you need for your role, or is it just because?
I was just gonna say some of it you don't need for your role.
Yeah, because I did that webinar and I was talking about how I don't like that when I go to school, I got to take all these classes I just took in high school again. Give me the stuff I'm gonna need to know
History,
to do my
art.
job. British lit, English lit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need none of that stuff no more. Give me the stuff that's gonna be relevant to me at work. Give me a corporate etiquette class. Give me another corporate email class.
A resume building class.
But see, they have those, but they don't be hitting the same because it's always some people that's like used to making resumes. 30 years ago where they got you putting your address
They
on a resume.
absolutely were making resumes 30 years ago.
They was mailing them. That's why people addresses on it. They was mailing them.
1000%. The best thing that a new university right now could do for that class is to hire a modern day career coach.
They can hire
in that field. Come on, Leander.
Yeah, they can hire RightC. So if y'all need that, work with RightC in your university. They really have helped a lot of graduates get roles just based on the analytics that they can get from job applications and everything else. But yeah, I think so. That's the conundrum. Like, do they seem to work as valuable as what they're doing, and is it actually valuable, or just some BS to pay tenure to some professors who only need to teach the kids that want to go into English and stuff like that? Because truth be told, we've probably seen a decline in the humanities because of how technology has changed everything.
I can't give a true thought on that because everything that I consume is really tech focused for the most part. So
you think so?
Yeah,
I consume a lot of different stuff.
My stuff is mostly tech stuff. People that are in school.
Okay.
I don't know a lot of other folks in other genres. I said genres.
Right.
That's not a good word.
Let's see.